Hi everybody, my name is Tom Solid. I'm the founder of the Paperless movement. If you're one of my followers, welcome back. If you're not, maybe you want to become one after you watch this video or by subscribing to this channel or coming over to our Facebook group. But now let's just dive into it because this is a showdown today. It is a showdown. 1 year ago, I started doing these note-taking app reviews and I had a look at all of them. Believe me, also on other devices than the iPad Pro. I also checked them out on Android or on the Surface. But I settled down on the iPad Pro because there are the most premium note-taking apps available. And I settled down on 5 note-taking apps. And if you read my ebook already, you know what these 5 are. They are Nibu from NiceScript, Notes Plus, Notability, GoodNotes 4 and Noteshelf 2. These are the 5 note-taking apps. I'm going into detail how to use them, tips and tricks and so on in this ebook. If you don't know it yet, just go over and check it out. However, in this video, I will focus only on 3 note-taking apps. So why do I do this? Why only 3 note-taking apps? Well, I covered Nibu already in another video. It is dedicated for Nibu and I showed you why I'm using personally Nibu as a productive note-taking app. I won't talk about Notes Plus because the feature comparison is the problem. Because Notes Plus is our own way how for note-taking and it can't really be compared to the other 3 note-taking apps I'm comparing today. And one major thing is using digital journals. It is not possible to add digital journals in Notes Plus because the hyperlinks are not clickable in Notes Plus. And that's the reason why Notes Plus is not in this comparison. So if you know me and if you know the Paperless movement and the website of the Paperless movement, then you know there is a comparison table. And that's what I will just do now. We will hop over to the website and we will just put in there the note-taking apps to compare with each other. So what we will have to do is just tap on this balance icon here to add it to the comparison list. And we do this for the 3 apps we want to compare with each other. And I'm just doing this to get a list of all the note-taking app key features there. Obviously, you can do this on your own. Go over to this website, do this comparison table and so on. I will show you these features now live in the apps and how they work and why it's better in the one app than in the other. Okay, so we saw already Notability and GoodNotes are available on Mac, but Noteshelf 2 isn't. I tell you why I don't think it's a problem that Noteshelf 2 is not available on the Mac. We have one major thing here for Noteshelf 2, which is the Evernote synchronization. And I showed you this in another video, the only note-taking apps available having an Evernote synchronization. So this means it is always available wherever I can access Evernote as well. It loads the pages from Noteshelf just here on the site and everything is available inside Evernote. Be aware of it that you can't edit these notes, okay? So they are just for read only. However, it is synchronized. That means as soon as you change anything in Noteshelf 2 in this notebook, it will also be updated in Evernote. Okay, so that's why I'm using it. Before I used the Evernote synchronization, I used GoodNotes. Because what GoodNotes allows you is to auto backup your notebooks to whatever cloud you want. So in this case I used G Drive and it was auto backed up as a PDF file. And it became also searchable. It also transcribes the text, but also if you write down a website, it becomes clickable. Okay, let's go to the next feature. Audio recording. Only Notability and Noteshelf 2 are offering audio recording, but there's a big difference between these 2 apps, how they record the audio, and I will show you now what this means. Okay, here I just opened Notability on the left side and Noteshelf 2 on the right side, and now I will show you the difference in audio recording, what they do. So all you have to do is just tap on the microphone on the top and then start writing. So if you play back the audio then, it is synced with your writing. Okay, so you can't hear it now. As soon it hits the time point where you started writing in this lecture, it is synced to your audio. And I think that's really a unique feature that's not available in any other app. So that's really unique to Notability, and it makes it a really awesome thing. However, you also have audio recording on Noteshelf too. So you just tap the plus icon here and then just audio recording, and then it will start audio recording. You can also do your notes along with it and then stop recording. And then you see you get an icon here, so you can close this. You got an icon here, and as soon as you tap on this icon, it starts playing back the recording. However, what you also can do is you can tap on it, and then you can export it to another app as you like, and you can drag it around. So I think that's really a neat feature as well, and also gives you kind of syncing to your notes. However, I have to point out Noteshelf 2 has another special feature here regarding audio recording, which is not available on Notability on the other hand. And this is record your audio via your Apple Watch. So as soon as you install Noteshelf 2 and you have an Apple Watch, then you can just tap recording and we record something, blah blah blah, and then all your recordings are available on the Apple Watch as well, so you can play them back. However, they also will become available on your Noteshelf. Then you can tap here on the Apple Watch thing and you see it just appeared what I recorded on my Apple Watch, and then I can go over here and then I can export the audio file, or I just can create a new notebook out of this audio file. So it will make a new notebook. Apple Watch recording gives you the date when I recorded this, and then you have it in here, the note, and then you can just make additional notes to what you said there. When I started a year ago showing these note-taking apps, I talked about GoodNotes 4 and why I was so amazed about GoodNotes 4, because it was able to recognize my handwriting. In the meanwhile, all the major note-taking apps I reviewed all support handwriting to text conversion. So I will show you in all three apps now how this works. So you have to select it, tap on it, convert to text, and then you have the preview here. You can choose the language, and actually in Notability you get some languages. Just stop the video if you want to see if your language is here, and then just you have the option to copy text to clipboard, so you can just paste it into an email or into a task manager, or you can convert your selection directly. And this makes in Notability this text box. And that's something I actually really dislike in Notability. There's no option still where I can change the background here of the paper to transparent. Okay, it is always a post-it. So that's really annoying. I don't see my lines anymore in the back. And I hope they will work on it, so it acts like a new piece of paper. Let's go over to Noteshelf, select this text, tap on it, convert to text, and we have the same thing here. This is a text, it converted correctly. You can change the language. So here again you can check, just stop and check the languages. So there is less available than it was in Notability. And then you can convert to text box, or you can copy to clipboard. This means that it will just convert it into this. However, it will also make a text box like this, and if we double tap, we can actually choose transparent, and that's the big difference, and that I can change this text and it is transparent, because also in Noteshelf 2, not only it is annoying with this text box, but also if you actually want to write something, you can only write here in these lines. It's not, syncing to these underlines. It makes it really ugly, in my opinion. See, if I want to write text on a different place, it's only possible to write on the side, and I think I want to have the freedom. If I want to write text, I want to write wherever I want, and that's possible in Noteshelf 2, but also, and now let's open up GoodNotes. We just select this, tap on it, and then convert. And here it is really annoying in my opinion, because you get the text here, and what you only can do now, well, you can choose the language, and they got also some more languages than in Noteshelf. However, the only thing you can do now is just tap here and copy the text, either send it to your email, or you can just copy the text, go back, then press and hold and paste it in here, and there is your text, but your handwriting is still here, so I have to delete the text here. And I think these are just too many steps to convert the text. On the other hand, if we open up Todoist, for example, and what we can do now, we just want to make a new task, go over to Todoist, select this, drag and drop it over here, and it will directly convert it. And that's only possible in GoodNotes 4, and I really think that's an awesome feature, you know. The most important thing for me using a note-taking app is the feeling of the handwriting, and now it becomes really subjective. Everybody has a different feeling when they're writing in the note-taking apps. For me, it was always the best handwriting in Notability for a long time. I never was a fan of the GoodNotes 4 handwriting, because I wrote here as well, it's less than 3 different styles you have there. Let's go into GoodNotes. So you see, if you go to the pen here, you have just some colors. You can choose a bit more colors and the size of the pen, but that's it. There's no different. Well, you can choose the fountain pen or the ball pen, that's the only difference. You go into Notability. It was a long time that Notability didn't offer proper pens here, but now they upgraded and they are offering now a multicolor at least. Yeah, now you can choose any color you like. You can just put in your hex number and that's it. And you can choose different sizes, and here as well, ball pen or fountain pen, but that's also about it. So that's another thing why I go for Noteshelf 2, because if you go here, you see this already here, just let's close all this. If we open this, you see pens, and here you already have 4 different pen styles. So you get a ball pen, the fountain pen, and here it's a technical pen which gives you just small lines but high resolution, and even a pencil. This is also not available in the other apps, so let's just make this bigger. And what you can do here now is add it to favorites, and you also can open up a favorite toolbar. So now you have all the favorite pen styles you actually saved available just by tapping around here. And you also can mix them up with your highlighter, so you can just put this highlighter to your favorites, so you can switch easily around between, you know, you have two different colors of your highlighter, so you can easily switch around between these highlighters. And talking about highlighters, that's another thing. You see this? I'm highlighting this text and the text stays in front of it. If I do it here, it stays in front of it, okay? Let's go to Notability. Let's choose the highlighter, and what happens here? The text disappears. However, as soon as you go in a PDF and you highlight something, it just starts to disappear. Okay, and that's really annoying. That is not a problem in, see, it disappears while I'm writing, but it brings the text in front of it. It also works for the PDFs. When I'm doing a PDF, it brings it in front. And again for Noteshelf 2 as well. So that's another reason why I go for Noteshelf 2 in this case, because it is highlighting behind my text and not in front of it. Let's go back to the feature list, and here multitasking support. So we talked about drag and drop a little bit already. However, you can export things from Notability, and what this means I will show you now. You just select the parts you want to export, drag it over in GoodNotes, for example, and there you go, you have it in GoodNotes. And it also works the other way around. You hold it and drag it over and you bring it into Notability. Let's bring in Noteshelf and let's do this again. Drag it over. You can bring it into Noteshelf, but on the other hand, if you press and hold it, you can't get it out anymore. Okay, So that's not possible. You cannot select anything and then just press and hold it and bring it outside. That's not possible. And that's a pity that you can't just easily bring it into other apps outside from Noteshelf. It is only working for Notability and GoodNotes here. So talking about split screen support, you saw that, and what I mean by that is just a multitasking feature. However, talking about split screen, which is not available in Noteshelf 2 and GoodNotes 4, is that you can open two notebooks next to each other. This is only possible in Notability. So if you go into Notability and you just swipe in here on the left side. This is also possible in Noteshelf, the swiping in, and you just drag and hold and then just put in your other notebook next to it. And in this case, it is a PDF file from a paper I published. You know, if you're a student, obviously you will love this. You will have your paper here, and then you can just write your notes down and then just go over to the paper and then use a highlighter, highlight. And here's a trick. If you're a Notability user and you want to make straight lines, just drag and hold, and now you can just make a straight line. It's easier to see with a proper pencil, and I made a video in detail about how to use this tool. Just drag a line, hold, and it will make a straight line, and it will also snap to different degrees, and this way you can draw perfect shapes. However, you can also open your Noteshelf 2 and just open PDF Expert next to it. PDF Expert is the one I go for when it comes to annotating PDFs. And here again, just let's assume that this is a research paper, and here's my notebook, and I can do exactly the same, you know, just going here through my paper and making notes here on the side. So in my opinion, it is not a must-have feature, but it is nice to have, you know, if you have two notebooks where you made notes. Obviously Notability has a great feature there, but if you want to do this research, I think that's also a good workaround to do it this way. Also available for GoodNotes 4 then. So now we come into the special features section. Is it possible to customize notebook covers? And it is not possible in Notability. A major difference between these three apps, that in Notability you have vertical scrolling. So in Notability you have endless pages, and as soon you write on the bottom of the page, you will add a new page. There are people out there, they really prefer this vertical scrolling. And there are also people out there like me who prefer having a notebook-like feeling, you know, because if you go to the library or back to the overview, you will see that you have all your notebooks available here, and then you can create a new notebook, and you have endless options in Noteshelf too. You have endless options to do this. Why do I say endless? Because these are just a few things you can choose. You can here upload your own personal ones, so that's something I just created in Procreate, and that's my personal cover. However, you also have free downloads here, and this is a big library with loads and loads of different covers and things, and also, you know, paper templates that you can download from this for free. Go to GoodNotes. You have, by the way, I think it's really outdated interface here and so on, but GoodNotes 5. If it will appear at some point, I hope it will get an upgrade here as well. So you have these simple books, and they didn't change since 1 year. It's always still the same. They offer you to go to a Dropbox, I think, where you can just download more, but they don't, in my opinion, these don't look very up to date or futuristic, or, you know, look at this. It looks like I'm working in the government, but no offense here. I know that's personal preferences. But that's the important thing. It gives you the freedom to add whatever you want. This is not possible in Notability. If you go here, you obviously have a completely different way how you can organize your notes, and it will always show the thumbnail of the top of the front page you've been writing, okay? And to change the paper template, you go to the top here, you press paper, and that's all you can do. These are the different colors, and then you can mix these up with different lines and so on. It's a nice way how you can set up your template, but it's also restrictive, obviously, because that's all you can do. So automated date and timestamp, I think that's, in my opinion, very important, that when I write something, that it actually makes information when this was created. So there's nothing available in GoodNotes. However, if we open up Noteshelf, there's a trick. It's not directly available here on this page, but as soon as you zoom out, you see on the bottom here that the page when it was created and when it was updated the last time. In Notability, I think it's much more convenient because you can just go here and tap on it, and then you can change the title. What should be the title? Just go to Options, Document, and then here you can say Default Note Title. And here you can, write in there Tom Solid, for example, include date, include time, close, and then we just make a new note, and then you see it's always the title Tom Solid, the date and time and so on. But you don't even need to add this because it is also added here on the bottom, and you can change afterwards the time. If you made it in advance or something like that, you can change it here. That's really great. However, as soon you go to next pages, it doesn't add any date anymore. And just recently you also got a dark theme in Notability, if you didn't know this. So we can also change this to colorful subjects. So that's just, something else. And then you can download for a lot of money these templates here, which I actually would never pay, and what you get for free in Noteshelf too. So I think that's no reason to download these themes. Well, something not really necessary, but what I actually really like is that Notability supports the import of animated GIFs. Let's take this and see. And I think, if you know me, I'm really into sketch notes. So I also always have a space on my notes where I just scribble down a little sketch, which makes it easy to remember everything that is written in this note. So I don't even have to look into this note again, because just the sketch reminds me of what is actually written down there. And I think a GIF tells you even more than 1,000 words. If you had a bad day or something like that and you add this GIF, then you always remember that on this part on your note you had some what moment. Okay, so that's how I would use this, but unfortunately it's not available in Noteshelf 2 or in GoodNotes. So the page tagging, is actually available now in Notability as well. So you could just go here and then you can just tap there, and now it's bookmarked, but that's about it. You can bookmark it, but you can't do much more. But talking again about the bookmarking, it's much more advanced in Noteshelf 2. As you know maybe that I'm working on this digital journal here. That's something I use on a daily basis. So here you have a yearly overview. You can just, say May the 1st, press here and you jump to May the 1st, and then you can just start. Then you can just start writing. And the thing is, first of all, it's very important that the search function is there, because there's more than 400 pages here in this digital journal. And if you're looking for something, you can just search. However, I'm also able to bookmark it, but also press and hold the bookmark, and then I can choose different colors, like, having important bookmarks. You can name the bookmark, save it, and then here in the bookmark section you have the bookmark and the list. So this means if we go to another page and let's go to the normal section here, let's bookmark like this and yellow and put in something else here. So this means when we go here, we have now all the different colors, but also a list of it. In addition, you can also tag your pages. So what this means, you can just add a tag here, like note. And now you have the page tagged, and you have here the tags, and then you can just click on the tag and you will jump directly to this. So that's really nice. The only thing is, which is available in Notability, is that you actually can search for notes. So every page where you actually made notes or made any annotations will be listed here. And I would wish Noteshelf 2 would offer this as well. And now talking about a digital journal, I just want to show you quickly how this works in Notability. If you load in PDFs which have clickable hyperlinks, and for example my digital journal here, and you tap on it, it will open a thumbnail of this page. Maybe some people like this and it asks if you want to jump to there, click on there and you will go there. Here again, if I press here, it will show you where you're going to, and just tap on it and you will jump there and then start writing. Here, if we want to jump around, it is not possible with your pen, so but you can use your thumb easily. That's why I actually put these numbers here on the left side. I have my thumb here writing, tapping on there to jump around, and then just start writing, tap here, start writing, so easily navigating. In GoodNotes, this is a bit more complicated. You're just writing and you can't tap, you can't also not tap. You see it's reacting, but it's nothing doing. So what you have to do, you just tap here on the top, and now you can jump around, and you can also jump around with the pencil. And to start writing, you start writing like this again. What you can do all in with these apps, that you can drag and drop in pictures. Yeah, so if you have a picture here, we just drag, hold and drop it in here, and then you have it in here. So that's working in all these apps. You can edit this, well, it's pixelated because I loaded in a low-res picture, but you can do this and then just cut it, and that's it. And you can rotate, and it also snaps to the different angles, so that's really convenient. Let's bring it in. You can also turn it around, drag and drop, turn it around. You can crop it like we did here before, like this. Done. The advantage is here, you can also freehand crop, make a heart, done, and it will cut out a heart. So that's really nice what you can do in GoodNotes. And if you're in Notability, you are very limited, because all you can do is just drag it around. You can add a caption, in my opinion not very necessary, and you can edit it here, but well, can draw on it, which I could do in a normal app anyway, and you can crop it, but that's about it. So, but you can't rotate. Okay, now let me know, what is your favorite note-taking app? Is it one of these three? Maybe it's a completely different, maybe you're using Notes Plus, just let me know. If you never used a note-taking app, you're looking for the right one, I hope this video helped you. If it helped you, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel, tell your friends, join the Paperless movement, and I see you next time.